So I'm currently in a bottled water factory, and I'll be showing you around the factory. I think I've done videos in the past in this bottled water facility, but I still got some comments of someone saying that my expertise just ends at pure water. I say okay. So I'll be going around the bottled water facility and be showing you some of the equipments and what they do. So it's weekend today, and the factory is currently, I won't say empty, because we still have some people fixing labels on our bottle. So, but yeah, just right when we got here, about to start production, because we're about to do bottle filling, NEPA took the light. So now, look at our generator there, but we are not on it now. We'll just hold on a little bit. If they bring the light, then at least by that time we'll start filling and you'll be able to see the filling in action. This section you see here, that side is the office. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, let me just go out. So this is cloakroom. This is raw materials room. This is for finished products. Then this is production room. So, like I said, no light. Everywhere is quiet. But this is the main bottling machine. This is the monoblock machine. And you can see the space where we have the bottling equipment here. So this is basically the bottling machine. There is no light now, so yeah, the machine is not in use. But you can see the space for a bottling setup of such capacity. This is 3,000 liters. Sorry, 3,000 bottles per hour. So for this kind of machine, at least 2 plots of land, you should be able to have a bottling machine, a bottling setup, and a pure water machine. We have one pure water machine there. So this is not only bottled water. We have other things to going on. There's the bottle making section, the blowing room. I'll take you there for you to see the blowing machine and the bottles which they've blown already. The blown bottles are the ones which we use to produce our bottled water. We'll fill them and we'll do the capping. So yeah, this is the bottling machine. Let me show you some other things we have around here. Just it will help you too with adjusting your own factory. So as you can see right over here, we have this tool. This is a semi-automatic machine. So this tool is meant to support the staff. They'll be standing for extended periods of time. Maybe they are producing for like 4 hours, 5 hours. You don't expect them to stand throughout the period checking all the bottles here. So we have this tool so that at least they can sit down and have some small relaxation while production is going on. Then here too in the monoblock section, like for this equipment, you need 3 people to operate it. At least one person will be there, be feeding in the bottles. Like I said, this is semi-automatic line. So these are the bottles. This is 35 cl. This is our 35 cl bottles, the smaller one. They'll feed it through here. Then it will pass through the machine. And you can see it here, 3,000 bottles per hour. It will pass through the machine. Then it will come to the washing section. From the washing section, it will go to the filling section. From the filling section, it will come to the capping section. And this is what fits in the caps. That's the cover for the bottles. We also have this stand here, just to make it easier to feed the caps. If it were a fully automatic line, we won't need anybody to be putting caps there. We have a bag of caps. You won't need anybody to do it, but because this is a semi-automatic line, you need somebody to feed in the caps for the monoblock machine. And if you look properly around here, you can see that we grease the equipment. Like I said, this is an old machine. We've been using it for a while, so We've been greasing it a lot, and you also have to do it too for your own. Even if it's a new machine, you need to grease it, because over time, this is water and this is metal, so it starts to build rust. So if you don't grease it properly, the bottles will jam during production, and that could cost you quite a lot. So greasing the machine is very important. So after the bottles have passed through here, don't worry, if they bring light, I will show you production, how it's happening. After it has passed through here, it has passed through the capping side. You can see the other side, so you can see the grease that we've applied for free flow of movement. So after it has passed through the whole place, it passed through this conveyor belt. It's this conveyor belt that brings it through the steam labeling machine. So what the steam labeling machine does is it attaches the label with the bottle, just as you see here. So when it does that, it comes out through here. You can see it. It comes out through here. So we have this extra rubber to collect the bottles, and this is the steam labeling machine. So we have that extra rubber to collect the bottles as they are coming out. Then when we collect them, we bring it to the shrink wrapping machine. That's the packaging machine. So this is the machine that packages it and brings it out in a pack. This is the shrink wrapping film. This is one of the raw materials we'll be buying: the shrink wrapping film, the caps which I showed you earlier there, then the labels for the bottles, and the PET bottle. That's the preform, the smaller version of this actual bottle. So this is the shrink wrapping machine. You arrange the bottles here. If it is 12 you put in a pack, you arrange 12 bottles here. If it is 20 in a pack, you put your 20 here. Then you run it through the shrink wrapping machine. I would say in this factory, this is the hottest machine. So if you have a bottled water factory, advisably, I would advise that you have cross ventilation, proper cross ventilation, like you see in our own factory here. If you have proper cross ventilation, then if possible, put AC too. AC will help a lot. So like for the extra items I was talking about earlier, it will be good for you to also have tools box, like a box where you store your tools, because you don't know when you need to fix one or two things in the factory. At least having your screwdriver, your spanners, and some of those things, your tapes, it will help you, and it will save you from calling an engineer that might come and charge you extra money for something minor in the factory. So when you are done with the filling and the packaging here, you bring it out to your finished product room. So after packaging the bottles, this is what they will look like in the finished product room. If you have a bigger factory, I will highly suggest that your finished product room should be big too, because if you have a small finished product room, by the time you start producing more and more, you will start looking for space to store your water. There will come a time, like during the rainy season, there are periods whereby the sales, or should I say the demand for water, the way people consume water, it drops. So within those seasons, you will produce water and you will keep in the factory. So you will see light, you will want to take advantage of the light and produce more, but because of the finished product room, it's not big enough to store enough water. You will just have to look at the lights and ignore it until they take out the product in the finished product room, create more space, then you store more products. So depending on your scale of production, you can just look at the finished product room and make it big, like make it a little bit bigger. Like what we have here, we store both pure water and bottled water. Even sometimes here is not enough for us. Sometimes the drivers will come, once they pack the water, that is when we'll start producing again to store. But once we produce and here is at maximum capacity, we cannot add any other thing here. So yeah, if possible, if you have an external storage room, an external storehouse to store your product, that is also recommended. So this section of the factory is the water treatment section. I think in the past I've done a video where I specifically covered the water treatment section of this factory. So this is the treated tank for bottled water, and that is for sachet water. That's the sachet water tank and the bottled water tank. So if you are setting up your own factory too, you can get tanks anything from 5,000 liters to 10,000 liters for your own setup. So this is the water treatment section, and you can see how we covered it here. This is where the treated tank is for bottled water, and this is for sachet water. So if you come over here, you'll be able to properly see this is semi-treated tank. And this is the reverse osmosis machine. This is a foreign reverse osmosis machine. The people have asked me what's the difference between the locally constructed and the foreign reverse osmosis machine. It's just the construction, I'll say, for the most part, is the construction and some of the materials used for the semi-treated and the, I said semi-treated, the foreign reverse osmosis and the locally constructed. So like here you can see the parts is all metal, the valves too, you can see the kind of work and finishing they did. If you compare it with the locally constructed, you will see that that's just the major difference. But when it comes to treatment of water, although this one is older than the other one which we have, but you get the idea, they still perform the same. So this is the carbon filter, this is sand filter. These are the two major purification tanks. These are foreign too. These are the ones we use for our treatment section here for the bottled water. I think this tank is about 10,000 liters. So you can get something like this too for a semi-treated tank. Something as big as this. There's a lot of dust here, but yeah, you get the idea. This treatment section is outside, so we had to do this shed, do this covering for it. If you are doing your own too, maybe your own budget might carry for a more industrial metallic work, but we used wooden. We just did a small wooden structure here with zinc. So yeah, I believe from this you can get the idea, you can get the picture of what it actually looks like. So coming from the production room here, we have the finished product room. Then this is the blowing room. The blowing room is where we make our bottles, pet blowing room. This is the pet bottle, the small one, and this is the actual bottle. This is our 75 cl bottle. The operator was here overnight to take advantage of the Nepal light to blow bottles. So that is why we have a lot of sacks here with bottles already blown. This is to make the work easier for us. So that we are here now today, we will just focus on filling and packaging. This is the blowing machine we use. This is actually a semi-automatic blowing machine, you can see it. And this is the mold we currently have installed. This is the mold for 75 cl. So it is this mold that gives us this bottle. Let me show you. Let me put it here now like this. You can see how it fits there. Let me not force it in, but you get the picture. So this is the machine that makes the bottle. And for this pet blowing, you can actually have only this pet blowing machine set and run your business with it, because with the pet blowing machine you are able to blow bottles for commercial purposes. So let's say there are other factories close to you, or maybe people in different businesses, maybe like juice and something, and they need bottles, customized bottles to be blown for them. They can bring their mold or they can bring their preforms, then you blow it with your own blowing machine, because the machine is quite expensive actually. So it's not everybody that can afford this machine in their factory. So if you have this machine, you can blow for people and also, make money too from there. they will come, they'll give you their own bottles. There's somebody that, in short, we have a customer that has been blowing his bottles here for more than 3 years. He brought his own mold, so his own mold is as if it's part of our machine now. Each time he comes, he drops his own preforms. He buys his preforms, that's the PET bottles. He comes with his own bag. They usually come in bags. In the bag you can have like 800 of something like this. You can have 700 depending on where you're buying from, and the prices too vary with the quality of the preform too. They vary. So yeah, he do come with his own mold. He will install the mold. Sometimes we'll blow for him. After we blow for him, he will come and pay. We do charge per bottle which we blow. That's how we charge. For all the prices of all these things, like, I will highly recommend you do the research in your own area, because that will give you a better understanding of the markets there. You know, if you're asking somebody in Abuja for prices of materials and how much the cost of production is, it will be completely different, or it might be completely different from your own location. So that is why I do tell people, aside from watching my videos, if you want to set up your own factory, I would highly recommend that you do some basic research. Factories close to you, you can just buy bottled water from a store. Look at the company, look at their address there. You can place a call. Most likely the number on the bottle is the manager's number, so you can call them, have a visit, look at their factory, ask them how much do they pay their operators, because what they will be telling you is the exact same market which you will be going into. So you will be able to have a better understanding, and your research will be more precise. Don't know if you understand, so that you won't have issues and challenges when it comes to, you know, pricing your products and pricing your services. So this machine too also has a compressor. The compressor is behind outside, and this machine draws a lot of energy. There is energy and heat. You know, it has its own oven. This other smaller compartment here is the oven that heats up these preforms before the machine actually stretches it in the mold and give you your standard bottle. So having this machine is very good. If you have the money, the budget for it is very good. There are molds too. You can buy mold of 35 cl, 50 cl, and even 1 liter. So let's say maybe you are done with production of 75 cl. You can remove the 75 cl mold and put your 35 cl. Look at one mold we have here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, so this is a 35 cl mold, and this is non-customized because there is no inscription inside. Yeah, our customized molds have inscription inside, the name samsafe. That is why when you check our bottles, you'll see samsafe on it, like this inscription you see here. So the mold with this inscription is the one currently installed there. And for the mold, again, depending on what type of bottle you want to produce, there are different colors for the molds. You can see we have this transparent one, and there's this blue one, there's the green one. There are different colors depending on what you are producing and what the regulation and the guidelines of such products say about color of bottles. So yeah, basically this is just a bottled water factory. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed the information shared here. I also do one-on-one coaching sessions whereby I teach people, I educate them, and share resources with them of those things they require for setting up a bottled water factory. So I wanted to show you guys more of the production process of the bottled water, but NEPA has decided not to be on our side today, so the whole production is on halt. We don't use solar here. If we want to resume production now, we have to on gen. Okay, forget about the last part I said, although that one can be used for educational purpose, you know, for you to understand how a factory works. But they brought back the light, and I'll be showing you more of the production.